Q&A midday and stuff. Like, you know, I remember the year that King Kong was here, Peter Jackson was here with King Kong and shit. I had this packed house, and then when I came out, there were a bunch of people, you could see it in their faces, they're like, I came to see a good, fat, bearded director, not this asshole. But by the end of the panel, you can flip a few of them around and shit, like, he's not bad, he's funny and shit. So, I stopped being in the middle of the day. They changed it up one year. One year they were like, Kevin, you're not going to be in the middle of Hall H anymore. You'll be at the end of the day from now on. And I was like, why, man? Being in the middle rocks. I don't have to fill the place and shit. And they're like, yeah, but you curse a lot, dude. You curse a lot, and there are kids that go to this con. People bring their children to this con. And you had a 6-year-old boy ask you a question about Batman, and your response had the word cocksucker in it. Well, he asked me about his relationship to Robin. What the fuck was I supposed to say? And they're like, Kevin, it's fine, but you just shouldn't be during the middle of the day. We're going to move you to the end of the night. You're going to be the last thing at the end of the night. That way, if people are okay with cursing, they can hang out and watch it and stuff. But I said, yeah, well, what if nobody ever hangs out? I'm like, I'm sure some people will be there. Let's try it. Let's see how it works. And the first time they moved me tonight in Hall H, I came out behind that curtain, man, and my asshole was clenched so tight because I couldn't see out. I hadn't seen the floor yet, and I just assumed I'd walk out to an empty room, man. If there's no program after me and shit, why would anyone sit through me? But I've been here for a decade doing it, so some people who've been here for a decade are like, hey man, every year I watch that fat guy talk, and the con ain't over till the fat lady sings. And so the room had a bunch of people in it. I was always like, oh, and I was always happy I could retain a good portion of the room, 80–90% of the room and shit. And it was always flattering. Then the room got bigger and bigger and bigger. Now it's a fucking 6,000 seater and shit like that. You gotta be Marvel to fill this bitch, or DC and shit. So, you know, every year I like coming out because I'm always like, will anybody be there? And there's people here and I'm like, I'm relevant for one more year. So I'm standing in the back of Hall H watching their panel. I know that I'm next and stuff like that. And their panel's going fucking fantastic. Chris Hardwick is hosting it and shit. Hardwick's right here. And at one point he goes, JJ, we're about to get out of here. Is there anything else you want to say to the crowd before we go? And JJ goes, yes. How many people here like the music of Star Wars? And the whole fucking hall lights up. Ah! And I'm backstage going, I too like a good John Williams. And he goes, how many people would like to go to a Star Wars concert right now? And the whole fucking place erupts. And I'm going, what? Wait, everyone? What? Can't be everybody. I'm sure he means like a couple hundred and shit like that. And they'll reach into their seats Oprah style and fucking, you know. The rest of us will sit here and bitch about how we didn't get to go to the concert together and it'll be fun. And Chris Hardwick goes, we're having a concert right outside. Everybody can attend. We can situate everybody. What we need you to do is quietly get up. You pick up a lanyard before you leave. You head outside. We're going to give you a lightsaber and stuff. We're going to go to a once-in-a-lifetime concert under the stars, Star Wars under the stars. The whole cast is going to be on stage. You're going to watch the concert with Han Solo and shit like that. And I'm sitting in the back going, I would go to that as well. If I wasn't already doing a panel, which it sounds like is not going to happen anymore at all. I turned to the folks backstage, I was like, well, what do we do? And they're like, I don't know, it's never happened before. We're in new territory. I was like, oh my God. And you've never seen 6,000 people get up more orderly. And they were like the first order. They just marched out and killed my galaxy. Just off they went. And I've seen it from backstage, man. The whole time I've been leaning in the backstage wall, just watching the panel and shit. Before everyone even went up, I saw Mark and Carrie backstage. I didn't bother them and shit. I've worked with them in the past, but I didn't want to bother them because they were in the zone looking outside. They were like, my God, there's a lot of people. And I didn't want to fucking go up to them and be like, hey, anyone remember Silent Bob? And shit. So they were up on the panel. Everyone starts coming off panel, and I'm standing in the back, man, just fucking shell-shocked, because I'm like, I don't even know what's going to happen next. As they come off the panel, everyone's having a blast. They just had a killer panel and back slapping and shit like that. And they're all going to watch a concert. It was executed perfectly, except for one thing. JJ comes off the stage, and he's all smiles and happy and shit, and I see him from the back of the room. I'm standing there watching this. And I see Morgan smoke right up to him, and she's like, and this is JJ's reaction. He goes, and he finds me, he locks on me, and I go, He fucking smokes over to me, man. He's like, oh my God, dude, Morgan just told me, I had no idea. I said, yeah, I'm next. I don't know if there's gonna be a next, though. He goes, if I had any idea that anyone was after us, let alone somebody I love, I never would have done that. I feel like I'm fucking Darth Vader right now. I said, don't worry about this shit, dude. Don't worry, man. Fucking, like, you had a great panel, like, you're gonna do a great concert. Here, fuck all that. Let's turn around, let's take a selfie, because I want to memorialize the worst moment of my life. And he goes, you're making me feel worse. I was like, I'm just kidding, dude. Go out and have the concert. I said, look, man, Star Wars ain't been here in a fucking dog's age. Right now, Star Wars, we all bend the knee to Star Wars. You're bringing it back and shit. I know what you're doing. Don't worry about me. This is your night. You fucking kill it. Go out and have a great concert. I'm only sad I can't go fucking watch it with you and shit like that. Have a good time. Don't worry about me. He's like, you sure? I was like, there's nothing else to be done. Go, go, go. He's like, I'm so sorry. I was like, don't worry about it. And he left, and Jason Mewes is sitting next to me. He goes, how mad are you? And I'm like, so fucking mad right now.
He did it again.
Oh my God, I'm a fucking Death Star. Get me out of here and shit. And Jason took me for a ride, and I was able to, you know, fucking refocus and shit. Because I was like panicked. That was my nightmare, like fucking come true. You know, I live in the first world, so I don't really have that many nightmares. But one of them was walking out to Hall H and seeing it empty, and that was about to happen, man. And I was going to debut the Yo-Go's show, and I was bringing my kid with me and shit like that. And the whole time I'm like, you got to see all the people when you're up there. It's crazy. She wasn't going to see shit when she got up there, except her father crying and stuff like that. So I'm like, my heart's racing, and the weirdest fucking thing happened, man. I'm sitting there in the back, just fucking catatonic. Everybody's kind of like, I'm putting out a vibe of like, leave him alone, he's despondent and shit. Except one person comes over to me, and he goes, Kevin? And I look up, and he goes, it's Bobby Moynihan from SNL. And I was like, hey, how are you? Oh my God, I'm a huge fan. He's like, I'm a huge fan of you, that's why I want to come over. And so I'm gonna stop you right there though, Bob. I'm a huge fan, but the worst fucking thing that could ever happen to me has happened to me. So my head is firmly up my fucking ass. I'm mind fucked right now, so I can't really talk. You'll be talking to a husk if you talk to me. I just want to stand here and look at the floor and think about where everything went wrong. And he's like, oh, okay, nice meeting you. And he backed away. And Jason Mewes goes, dude, you would never do that to somebody from SNL. You fucking love SNL and shit like that. I was like, dude, this is like the worst moment of my life. He goes, take a ride. I'm gonna take you for a ride and shit. I get in the car, he drives and shit. He takes me in the middle of nowhere. He goes, stand over there. And I fucking stand in the middle of the parking lot. He goes, smoke a fucking joint. And I did, and then fucking 20 minutes later, I was like, this is fine. We'll get over this. Like at the end of the day, you do the show for the people who show up, not for the people who don't show up. And they told me there's people there and stuff. So fuck it, let's go put on a show. Who gives a shit? And I came and put on a show. There were 2,000 people, which is a lot. Really fucking sweet. 2,000 people is more people than I generally play to on a normal basis. But 2,000 people in a 6,000 seater looks really bad from the back of the room. And anyone that's ever hated my guts online who was here took pictures from the back of the hall, a sea of empty chairs, and 2 people standing here watching me and shit like that. Like, it was my nightmare come true. Like, some people are like, I'm afraid of being naked in public. This was fucking mine and shit like that. So we went out and did the show. The show went great, talked about it, and was just like, hey man, fucking, like, even made jokes about Star Wars. By the end of the day, the next day, it had become a routine. Like, you know, you don't fucking live on pain and shit. Let's be honest, it wasn't that painful. It was just hurtful feelings or whatever, fuck, ego bruise. But like, you turn that shit into something useful, otherwise it goes negative and you get sour and stuff. So I just turned that shit into an anecdote. When you're a storyteller, nothing bad can ever truly happen to you again, because it's all useful material for telling stories and shit. So by the next day, I cognitively reframed it. We finished Babylon, and I told the story on Hollywood Babylon podcast to my partner, Ralph Garman. And I was saying, like, but at the end of the day, dude, Ralph, what can you say, man? Sith happens. We all bend the knee to the Empire and stuff. But I'll tell you what, right now, JJ Abrams owes me, man. He better cast me as some fat stormtrooper in the next Star Wars movie. It was a joke and shit. JJ was calling me that whole weekend. That day, the day of the panel, the next day, he kept emailing me and shit like that. And he was going, dude, I feel bad. We have to talk. And I wasn't like mad or anything like that. I talked to him and I didn't show a fucking mean bone, but he'd seen a lot of people on the internet who were like, you fucked over your boy and shit like that. And he's like, I didn't mean to fuck over my boy. He was trying to make good, but I, there was nothing to say at that moment. If I had talked to him, I would have ruined his weekend, because I would have been like, dude, you have everything. You know, I get Con, and you have Star Wars, and like, I just wanted to show my trailer, but nobody was there. And what a bitch sandwich that would have been for him to eat, and I didn't want to do that to the guy. Like I said, like, I like to think we're friends. You don't do that to a fucking friend, grind his gears, particularly on a great night that he had and shit. So I didn't respond to him because I knew it would have been just kind of shitty. Not shitty, like, go fuck yourself, but I would have told a real sob story, and he didn't need to hear that. So I didn't respond to him. So, and not in a shitty way, just like, I'll deal with it later when I've cooled down. And in the moment, I didn't know if I'd ever cool down, right? Because I was like, this is my fucking worst nightmare. But I encapsulated it, made it a joke, and by Monday, Tuesday, I was back to normal. Podcast goes up on Sunday night. I get an email from JJ on Tuesday morning. And he goes, I just listened to the Hollywood Babylon podcast where you said that I should cast you as a fat stormtrooper in the next Star Wars movie. I have the power to do this. So I wrote him back and I was like, are you fucking serious? And he called me, he goes, dude, we've got stormtroopers galore in this movie. They all need voices. You saw the stormtroopers on set. He's going, each one needs a voice. The least I can have you do is come in and do a voice. We're done in production, but I can stick you in for a voice in mine. And I was like, you know what, dude, normally I'm like, you don't have to do shit like that, but you have to do this. Like, oh my God, I want this more than anything in life. He's like, you're gonna have it, man. Come to Bad Robot, we're gonna record. And I was like, yes! So like 2 months after that, went to Bad Robot and recorded, man. And JJ gave me like 6 scenes to read. He's like, I don't know which one you're gonna play. Just read them all and I'll figure it out in the mix. But what was really sweet was this months before the movie came out, and he showed me like fucking 45 minutes of the movie. In the middle of my scenes, he's like, you're just gonna watch this piece here. And I was like, oh my God, like I was crying watching shit. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna show you everything. And he started showing me a lot more shit. So he had me stand there and do lines, you know, and a microphone and stuff, a little booth. The whole, like 6 different scenes. And at one point, like after it was done, he goes, I'm gonna text you something right now. And my phone went ding, and I looked, and it was a photo of me standing there recording as the stormtrooper. And JJ goes, I just thought it was adorable because you held your body as if you were wearing armor the whole time. He's like, look at your hunched back. I was like, oh my God, that's adorable. So I thanked him. I was like, dude, that fucking, like, this is amazing, man. I can't thank you enough. And shit. Left. Saw the movie when it came out. Sitting there with my wife and watched the movie, and like sure enough, in the middle of a fucking Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens was a fucking great Star Wars movie. I heard of the dulcet tones of somebody sounds kind of like me coming out of a fucking stormtrooper, and then by the end of the movie, I saw my name in the blue credits. I've been watching those movies my whole life. Those blue credits are singular to those fucking flicks, and there was Kevin Smith, like written in blue, man. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I'll be honest, of course I fucking cried. Like that was a weird closed loop, man. Like if I could just go back in time and tell that little 7-year-old boy, like when he's going to see that movie or after he falls in love with that movie, that it'll change his life. Like one day, you're gonna be on a Star Wars set. You know, I'm sure he'd be like, we get to direct Star Wars? I'd be like, oh no, kid, no. No, we watch Star Wars. We talk about it a lot, shit, but you do get to be on set, and I'm sure young me would be like, when the fuck did we get so fat in the future? I'd be, fuck you, you're on your own, I'd take off back to the present, or flashpoint back to the fucking past. So we were walking out of the theater, me and my wife, at the end of the movie, and she was like, what'd you think? I was like, I loved it. She's going, that's not what I'm talking about. She's like, what'd you think? She's going, that's gotta be incredible, man. Like, think about it. You've loved this stuff since you were a kid, and you saw your name in a Star Wars movie, Kevin. Like, what are you thinking right now? And I was like, to be honest with you, I'm thinking I'm so fucking glad I let that guy take a t-shirt out of my box.